Imagine having a personal AI assistant that can create your entire brand identity, social media plan, logo, website, and even content ideas. Sounds a bit too good to be true, right? But that's exactly what Trae AI is trying to offer. It claims to be the easiest way to launch and grow a brand with zero design or marketing experience. So I decided to test it out, not just clicking around but really exploring how it works, what it's good at, and where it falls short. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know to get started with Trae AI, especially if you're a total beginner. We're going step by step, no fluff, no hype, just the actual experience of using the tool from start to finish. Let's start with the basics. What even is Trae AI? Trae AI is an all-in-one branding and content generation tool powered by artificial intelligence. It's designed for people who want to launch a brand or small business fast, without hiring designers, marketers, or developers. With just a few prompts, it builds you a brand strategy, writes your bios, designs a color palette, gives you a logo, helps you plan content, and even generates a landing page. It's kind of like if ChatGPT, Canva, and a startup incubator had a baby. Everything is centralized in one place, and the AI walks you through each part of building a digital identity. It doesn't just generate text, it gives you a vibe, a voice, a mood for your brand. You don't need to be a designer or a business guru to use it. Just tell it your idea and it fills in the rest. Once you go to the Trae AI website, the sign-up process is super easy. You can use your Google account, which saves time, or create a new account using email. After signing in, the platform will immediately prompt you to describe your brand. Based on your inputs, Trae will generate a customized dashboard tailored to your brand concept. It takes less than a minute to load everything, and once it does, you'll see your entire brand kit come together automatically. You can always go back and change your answers later, so don't worry about getting it perfect on the first try. Now let's look at the first and most important feature, Trae's Branding Strategy Generator. After onboarding, Trae creates your brand's identity, including your mission, tone of voice, value proposition, tagline, and customer persona. It doesn't just throw buzzwords at you. It tries to create a brand personality that actually makes sense for your audience. For example, if you said your business is about wellness for busy moms, Trae might suggest a calm, nurturing tone with soft color palettes and comforting taglines. If you're building a tech startup, it'll lean towards sleek designs and confident, concise messaging. You can edit any of these outputs manually or regenerate them if something doesn't fit your vision. Trae also gives you multiple versions to choose from, so you don't feel locked into one idea. This part is super useful if you've ever struggled to put your brand into words. It takes abstract ideas and turns them into something real and usable. Even just reading the suggested personas can give you new ideas for your business direction or content style. Next up is visual branding. Once your strategy is in place, Trae creates a visual identity that matches the tone and purpose of your brand. It picks fonts, colors, and layouts that feel cohesive with what your brand is about. Then it generates a logo for you. Now, don't expect something hyper advanced like you'd get from a professional designer. The logos are basic but clean and modern. Good enough for a website or Instagram bio when you're just starting out. You can also tweak the color palette or change the suggested fonts if they don't match your style. This saves hours you'd otherwise spend inside Canva or Illustrator trying to figure things out from scratch. And the best part is that all the visuals are generated based on the personality Trae created earlier, so everything feels consistent. Now let's talk about content. Probably the most helpful feature for social media users and online businesses. Trae includes a full content planner that helps you generate posts for platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. You just tell it what kind of post you need, like a promotional caption or an educational tip, and Trae will write one in your brand's tone. It also gives you a weekly content calendar with suggested posts based on your niche. This alone can save hours every week. Instead of staring at a blank screen wondering what to post, you get a ready-to-use script that actually sounds like your brand. You can copy the text, download it as a graphic, or schedule it with another tool. You also get hashtag suggestions, email subject lines, and hooks for content ideas. This is gold if you're managing your own brand and don't have the time to think of fresh content daily. Now for the not-so-glamorous part, what Trae AI can't do. Trae doesn't build full-featured e-commerce sites or apps. It won't handle product listings, user accounts, payments, or analytics. It's also not a replacement for custom design or marketing strategy. You still need to use your judgment and tweak what the AI gives you. And while the logos and layouts are clean, they're not always unique. So if you want something truly one of a kind, you'll probably want to customize further or hire a designer later. Also, you can't export complex websites or control backend code like with Webflow or WordPress. So just keep that in mind. It's a brand starter, not a business backend. Also, not all features are free, even though it feels like they are when you first sign up. You get a good amount of value upfront, like the basic branding, visuals, and some content ideas. But if you want to download full assets, use more refined templates, or unlock extended features like website export or custom domains, you'll hit a paywall. And the pricing isn't always immediately clear. You sort of discover the limitations as you go, which might frustrate some users. For example, you might generate a brand identity you love, but then realize you can't download a high-resolution logo without upgrading. Another thing worth noting is you can't edit every little thing. Let's say Trey generates a color palette that's almost perfect, but you want to fine-tune the shade. You can't really do that inside the platform. Same goes for font pairing or layout tweaks on the landing page. You have to accept what Trey gives you or start over with a new generation. So if you're someone who likes to customize everything down to the last pixel, this tool will feel limiting pretty quickly. There's also no mobile app yet, so if you're on your phone, the experience isn't optimized. It's really best on desktop. Let's talk now about some real-life situations where Trae AI really shines. Because for certain users, this tool can be a total game changer. For example, let's say you're a freelancer who juggles multiple small projects. Maybe you're a social media manager or virtual assistant, and your client suddenly needs branding done ASAP. But there's no time or budget to hire a designer. With Trae AI, you could literally whip up a logo, brand color palette, brand voice, and a mini website draft in under an hour. That alone could impress your client and make you look like a hero. Or let's say you're a student or someone launching a passion project, a blog, a YouTube channel, a side hustle like baking or tutoring. You don't want to spend weeks obsessing over fonts or Canva templates. Trae AI gives you a launchpad. It sets the tone, gives you a name, a vibe, and even suggests how to market yourself. That saves you time and gets your idea out into the world faster. It's also helpful for brainstorming. Even if you don't use the final product, Trae AI can help unblock you. Sometimes seeing what an AI comes up with, even if it's not perfect, can spark your own creativity. And if you're in a creative rut or tired of staring at a blank page, tools like Trae give you a rough sketch to build from. It's like having a junior designer sitting beside you throwing out ideas. Some you'll keep, some you won't, but either way, you're not starting from zero. So that's how to use Trae AI from start to finish. If you're a beginner, a solo creator, or someone trying to get a business idea off the ground quickly, Trae is honestly one of the most beginner-friendly branding tools out there right now. You get strategy, visuals, content, and a landing page, all from one place without touching code or design software. It won't replace long-term tools, but it's an incredible launchpad to get started. And that's what makes it worth trying, especially if you've been feeling stuck or overwhelmed. This has been How to Literally, where we keep things smart, simple, and scam-free. See you in the next one.